15.7 trillion naira at the end of December 2018.
Senior Democrats have responded by accusing him of committing a gross offence.
The All Progressives Congress has vowed to punish the Ogun State Governor, Ibikunle Amosu.
To 15.7 trillion naira at the end of December 2018.
Senior Democrats have responded by accusing him of committing a gross offence.
The All Progressives Congress has vowed to punish the Ogun State Governor, Ibikunle Amosu.
This is Celebration Television News Desk. I am James Comfort and thank you for joining us. Quickly, let's take a look at the news making the headlines for today. From the local scene, Eid, federal government declares August 12th and 13th public holidays. Apostle Johnson Suleman in Cape Town, South Africa for open heavens. From the foreign scene, Sushma, Swaraj, India's popular former foreign minister, dies. On business, NSE appoints Two-Face as ambassador. And on sports, Serena again tops Forbes' list of highest paid sportswomen. Stay with us as we bring you the details of the news just right after this time out. Welcome back. And now the news in details. From the local scene, Eid, federal government declares August 12th and 13th public holidays. The federal government has declared August 12th and 13th public holidays to mark the 2019 Eid-el-Kabir. The Permanent Secretary, Ministry of Interior, Georgina Ehuria, disclosed this in Abuja on Tuesday. She also called on Nigerians at home and abroad to embrace the virtues of love, humility, peace and sacrifice during the festive period. The Permanent Secretary reiterated the determination of the Muhammadu Buhari administration to protect life and property in the country, adding that the security agencies under the ministry had been directed to ensure adequate security before, during and after the celebrations. Still on local news, Apostle Johnson Suleman in Cape Town, South Africa for open heavens. Apostle Johnson Suleman, popularly known as the Restoration Apostle, is in Cape Town, South Africa for yet another great move of the Spirit tagged Open Heavens 2019. The man of God, who is known to be the most traveled evangelist of recent times, just concluded a similar crusade program last week in the United Kingdom, London to be precise. This week, the body of Christ in South Africa and other Southern African nations gather in Cape Town for 2 days of great word encounter, miraculous manifestations, and prophetic outbursts as God's servant ministers. The program, which is 4 sessions, began yesterday, 6th August, 2 powerful sessions in the morning and evening, and has a record of massive attendance by the sick, church workers, and most especially ministers of the gospel from all around Africa. Just like in every other meeting with God's servant Apostle Johnson Suleman, there was an outburst of word exposition, accurate microscopic and forensic prophetic utterances, and the miraculous just on the first day. The program continues today live on Celebration TV. Do well to stay connected. More from the local scene, police to guard Corpus Lodge in Anambra. The Anambra State Police Command has said its personnel will henceforth guard lodges where members of the National Youth Service Corps in the state are accommodated. The State Commissioner of Police, John Abang, stated this on Tuesday when the NYS State Coordinator, Kehinde Aremu, paid him a visit in his office in Awka. Abang assured the corps members of their security across the state. He requested the addresses of the corps members' lodges in the state to enable the command patrol and secure them. Abang said security of the corps members in the state forms part of the responsibility of his command. He also assured them of adequate maximum security and safety of corps members and their lodges across the state. The NYC coordinator had earlier said the visit was to show appreciation to the police for the protection of the corps members during their orientation campaign. He appealed to the command to intensify patrol around the corps members' lodges in the state. And more from the local scene, Elijah Oyelade releases his 5th album, The Lord of All. The spirit-filled worship leader Elijah Oyelade is out with his 5th album titled The Lord of All. Elijah Oyelade is known for deep and highly anointed songs, and this new album is loaded with such songs. He has previously released a couple of singles like Lover of My Soul and I Belong to You amongst others of the album. This is not just an album, as it is a move of the Spirit to usher people into a deeper fellowship with God. There is a revival that is on right now, riding on the wings of worship, and this album is one of the revival tools. The album is coming at a time where plans for the 3rd edition of his yearly international worship service, Atmosphere of Jesus, is on, and this edition will feature worship leaders like Nathaniel Bassi, Chintok Ishaku, Dusin Oyeka, and others. Coming up next is news from the foreign scene. Stay with us. We'll be right back. Welcome back. And from the foreign scene, Sushma Swaraj, India's popular former foreign minister, dies. Sushma Swaraj, one of India's best-known politicians, has died. Ms. Swaraj, who served as foreign minister for 5 years, suffered a cardiac arrest on Tuesday, the Press Trust of India said. She was a popular minister in Narendra Modi's first term as prime minister, but did not contest parliamentary elections earlier this year. She became known for helping Indians talk abroad by responding to them on Twitter. Ms. Swaraj, 67, had been suffering from poor health and had a kidney transplant in 2016. The news of her death prompted an outpouring of grief and condolences both from fellow politicians and from Indians across the globe. A glorious chapter in Indian politics comes to an end, Prime Minister Narendra Modi said on Twitter. Indian President Ram Nath Kovind said India had lost a much-loved leader who epitomized dignity, courage, and integrity in public life. Ever willing to help others, she will always be remembered for her service to the people of India, he wrote on Twitter. Rahul Gandhi, former president of the Indian National Congress, the official opposition, said he was shocked by Ms. Swaraj's sudden death, calling her an extraordinary political leader, a gifted orator, and an exceptional parliamentarian with friendships across party lines. And more from the foreign scene, Mexico robbery. Armed gang seizes gold coins from mints. Armed robbers have stolen commemorative gold coins worth more than $2 million from Mexico's mint. 2 men threatened guards at a branch of the Casa de Moneda in Mexico City before grabbing more than 1,500 coins from a vault, police said. They fled on motorcycles before the police arrived, and no one was injured. The gold coins, known as centenarios, were first minted in 1921 to mark the centenary of Mexico's independence from Spain. According to Mexican media, the same Casa de Moneda branch was broken into last year during renovations. In the latest robbery, the 2 men, one carrying a firearm, burst into the branch on Tuesday morning. Police said they had overpowered a guard seizing his gun before one of the robbers headed straight to the vault, which was open. Investigators suspect some employees of the mint could have been involved in the raid. La Vanguardia reported the coins, which are highly sought after, bear Mexico's coat of arms on one side and on the other a design featuring Mexico's City Angel of Independence monument backed by volcanoes. Their production was suspended in 1931, but because of demand, more have been minted since 1943. In news from the world of business, savings bond DMO records 13.44 billion naira investment. We'll be back with the details after this break. Welcome back. And on business, savings bond DMO records 13.44 billion naira investment. The Debt Management Office says the federal government savings bond had recorded a total of 13.44 billion naira investment since its inception in March 2017. According to data presented at the Retail Bond Workshop at the Nigerian Stock Exchange in Lagos on Tuesday, 431 corporate firms invested 1.75 billion naira, while 15,822 individuals invested 11.75 billion naira, which brings the total amount of investment recorded to 13.44 billion naira. The head market development DMO, Mr. Monday Usade, said though individual investors accounted for 87.6% of the total investments, that figure was far from satisfactory and there was a lot that needed to be done to attract more investors. Usade, who was represented by Ms. Bosse Olafisoye, said that 77% of the investors were from the Southwest. Giving further details about the geographical distribution of investors, he added that 8% of investors were from the Federal Capital Territory and South-South respectively, 4% from Southeast and foreign investors respectively, and 3% from Northeast and North Central. Usade added that Jigawa and Yobe states recorded 0 subscription, while Lagos, Federal Capital Territory, Oyo and Ogun contributed 75.54% of the total investment. Still on business, NSE appoints Two-Face as ambassador. The Nigerian Stock Exchange has appointed musician Innocent Idibia, popularly known as Two-Face, as its good cause ambassador. Two-Face was unveiled as an ambassador on the floor of the exchange on Tuesday. Two-Face said further to his appointment he would lend his voice to raising awareness and mobilizing support for the corporate social responsibility and sustainability initiatives of the NSE. This, he said, will be geared towards achieving the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals in Nigeria. He said he is honored to join the NSE family as a good cause ambassador, and he has always used his music to inspire change in the world, and this has been the focus of the campaign he has supported over the years. The Chief Executive Officer NSE, Mr. Oscar Oyeman, said he is pleased to welcome Two-Face Idibia as the first NSE Good Cause Ambassador. Oyeman stated that the NSE ran an inclusive corporate sustainability strategy that promoted a market-based approach to environmental, social, and governance imperatives among all stakeholders. He said the appointment of Two-Face was aimed at inspiring accelerated progress towards the advancement of the SDGs. And up next is sports news. We'll be right back. Welcome back. Sports news on Celebration Television News Desk. Serena again tops Forbes list of highest paid sports women. U.S. tennis superstar Serena Williams topped Forbes magazine's list of the highest paid women in sports for the fourth straight year on Tuesday. The business publication calculated that the 23-time Grand Slam singles champion earned $29.2 million in the 12-month period ending June 1st, with just $4.2 million of that coming from prize money. Japan's Naomi Osaka, who burst to international stardom with a stunning upset of Williams in the 2018 US Open final and went on to win the Australian Open in January, became just the fourth woman to earn more than $20 million in a year, after Williams and tennis star Maria Sharapova and Li Na. Forbes pegged Osaka's earnings at $24.3 million, putting her second on a list dominated by tennis players. Former Wimbledon champion Angelique Kerber was third on the list with earnings of $11.8 million, followed by this year's Wimbledon champion Simona Halep. Forbes included prize money, salaries, bonuses, endorsements, and appearance fees between June 1st, 2018 and June 1st, 2019 in the figures. The highest placed athlete from a different sport was U.S. footballer Alex Morgan, who clocked in at 12th. Morgan earned $5.8 million, and most of it in endorsements. Still on sports, Piqué wants to keep Coutinho at Barca. Gerard Piqué wants Brazilian Felipe Coutinho to stay at Barcelona amid fevered interest from the Premier League. Coutinho arrived in Barcelona from Liverpool for a record €160 million 18 months ago, but has fallen out of favor under manager Ernesto Valverde, who wants him out of the club before the start of La Liga season on August 16th. Barca are looking to offload the playmaker, 27, with sources telling AFP a deal to return to the Premier League remains a strong possibility. He traveled to Miami ahead of Wednesday's friendly match with Napoli at Hard Rock Stadium. Although Arsenal distanced themselves from a transfer on Monday, North London rivals Tottenham have now been strongly linked with a move. Sports manager Mauricio Pochettino coached Coutinho at Espanyol for a short period and has retained a good relationship with the player. Pochettino, however, will need to free up space in his own squad by ensuring Christian Eriksen, the Danish international, moves to Manchester United for a fee believed to be in the region of $60 million. Coutinho's $350,000 a week wages are also problematic when attempting to engineer a move away from the Camp Nou. Spanish international Piqué told AFP, "I want him to stay, but at the end of the day, it's what he wants, and I want him to be happy." More in sports news and the final, Joshua bids to rediscover passion before Ruiz rematch. Former world heavyweight champion Anthony Joshua admits he needs to rediscover his passion for boxing following his shock loss to Andy Ruiz Jr. Joshua suffered the first defeat of his professional career against Ruiz, surrendering his WBA, IBF, and WBO world titles. Now the 29-year-old has revealed he wants to add new members to his backroom team ahead of his training for the rematch with Ruiz in a bid to restore his enthusiasm. He told the Sky Sports on Tuesday that he needs to be around as many boxing people as possible because right now he needs to be soaked in the experience and knowledge in order to get that passion back. And that's the size of the news for today from Celebration Television News Desk. But just in case you missed out, here is a recap of the headlines. From the local scene, EID, federal government declares August 12th, 13th public holidays. Apostle Johnson Suleman in Cape Town, South Africa for Open Heavens. From the foreign scene, Sushma Swaraj, India's popular former foreign minister, dies. And in business, SE appoints Two-Face as ambassador. And finally on sports, Serena again tops Forbes list of highest paid sports women. Do not forget to follow us on our social media platforms to be kept abreast of news and other updates as they unfold. On Facebook, it is Celebration TV. On Instagram, My Celebration TV. On Twitter, @MyCelebrationTV, and on YouTube, Celebration TV. I am James Comfort, and thank you so much for watching.
Amounted to 15.7 trillion naira by the end of December 2019.
Senior Democrats have responded by accusing INT'L of committing a gross offense.
The All Progressives Congress has vowed to punish the Ogun State Governor Ibikunle Amosun